Paranormal entities can physically harm the living for many different reasons. But sometimes a spirit's motivation for being violent is purely because they are evil.
New home nightmare. Take 1. Marking.
We purchased the house in 2013.
I wanted a nice house. I wanted a new house. This particular house, that's why I fell in love with it, seemed to have all the things that I was looking for in a new house.
Let's go take a look.
They loved the house so much that they moved in before it was finished. It was a decision they'd come to regret.
Shortly after we moved in, I went away to Florida, so he was left there on his own.
The interior decorator at the time was working on the master bedroom. So what I was doing is in the living room, I had a big recliner. So I was sleeping in that chair for the first few nights. It was the second night I was there in the house when I knew something was not right. Something was actually very strange. It was about 1:30 in the morning, and the dog just kept barking and barking, and I thought, what is she barking at? There's nothing there.
What's going on?
She saw something that she didn't like. She took off out of the living room into the kitchen area, and as soon as she went by the stove, the light in the hood exploded when sparks come out. I'd never witnessed anything like that before. That's not normal, so something had to have caused that. I was a little uneasy. I was afraid, I'll admit it. I was a little afraid, yeah. That was a bad omen, and I never liked living in that house.
Richard's fears would soon turn out to be well-founded.
There was a night when I was puttering around. This was when Bert was still away. The voices I started hearing were a German dialect. I knew that they were speaking in German. The voices were of a male and a female. And then the voices would quit. Off I'd go, and sure enough, I'd start hearing them speaking again in German. There was a little bit of me that was like, am I losing my mind? Am I hearing voices? But then I thought, well, if I'm hearing voices in my head, I don't speak German.
By the time Bert returned from his trip, the master bedroom was finished, but a good night's sleep was out of the question.
The master bedroom always had an effect on me, a negative effect. I started having night terrors in there. I started suffering from sleep paralysis. I've never had sleep paralysis up until staying in that room. Sleep paralysis and the night terrors got so violent that I would flail and kick and wake him up so he could actually help shake me awake.
Okay, no, what's that? Okay, no, no. No. What's it?
I started sleeping in one of our guest bedrooms. That's when the physical encounter started. I'm going to bed, so I got all ready. I turned the lamp off, got into bed, laid down to sleep, and not even 20 seconds, the lamp turned back on. I felt I wasn't alone.
Homeowner Richard Kaspersick was plagued by strange activity in his brand new home. Then his torment escalated to a whole new level.
I felt I wasn't alone. I felt a spirit. Something in me knew that it was the female. It was the female German voice that I heard. It was her. Like, that was her. She come over to me, ran her hand up my forearm, up my arm, and all my hairs just stood right up on my neck.
The nighttime terror was taking its toll on Richard mentally and physically.
I remember losing about 30 pounds. I used to get sick to my stomach all the time, throw up all the time. The sleep deprivation, the sleep paralysis was affecting me big time. I was, gaunt.
When a malevolent energy comes into your space, it can definitely affect your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, and a lot of times this is done because they're trying to keep you weak.
I decided to try taking some sleeping pills. I think it made the situation for me even more dangerous because then it put me in a state where I was unable to even fight back.
Richard's nights were filled with terrors that would only disappear at dawn. But soon even daytime was no longer safe.
Chelsea, it's time for a walk.
I was getting ready to walk my dog.
Almost there, almost there.
I just put the leash on them, and in my ear, right here. I heard, "You son of a," right in my ear. It was loud and it came out of nowhere. It was angry. Yeah, it was an angry, just like, "You son of a bitch." I got out of the house. And I almost was hyperventilating a bit. I remember breathing really heavy and just being like, okay. I just took a moment to kind of calm down and try to breathe, and, that scared me. That really actually scared me.
He even mentioned a couple of times that we should move. This house is haunted.
Later the same day, Richard's torment escalated.
Coming down the stairs, I had a very uneasy feeling. I felt like somebody was walking right behind me. Even getting ready to the point where I was going to get pushed. And I kept looking behind me. I knew something wasn't right. I had a feeling I wasn't alone. There was somebody standing in the room with, you get that feeling, you can tell somebody's in the room. And standing over me was the male spirit in complete, full apparition form. He was looking at me with such hate and disgust. If looks could kill, I would have died right there. I was ready to jump up and confront him, and he was just like, "No, you're not." And he held me right down. I could feel the pressure on my shoulders, I could feel his hands, and he pinned me to the couch. And he held me there, I don't know how long.
Richard Kaspersick's life was being made a living hell by two spirits. But soon the activity took a shocking and dangerous turn.
I could feel the pressure on my shoulders, I could feel his hands, and he pinned me to the couch. And he held me there, I don't know how long. And then, just like that, he vanished, and I was able to sit up. And I went, That actually scared me more than any other thing that went on in the house.
It sort of made me think, well, maybe he's onto something here. Maybe he's not going crazy like I assumed or thought he was. Why are these things happening? I was getting more concerned.
Afraid for his safety, Richard tried to find out who or what was attacking him and why.
I thought, I'm going to find some names of some of the previous owners that have lived on this little plot of land here. And I researched it, and I found a name of a female German woman who lived on the property, and she was there from the late 40s, 50s, right up until the late 70s. As far as the male spirit, the aggressive spirit, I'm certain that he was her son. I reached out to a paranormal investigator. When he emailed me back, he said, well, maybe the male spirit is from a different time, and he doesn't agree with your lifestyle, your life choices, and that's why he's targeting you, and that's why he hates you with such intensity. I realized and decided that I have to start fighting back somehow.
But before he could, the spirit struck again.
Took a sleeping pill. I got into bed. I remember falling asleep. Everything was fine. I didn't even know I had got up out of bed and even walked to the stairs. I don't remember that at all. I just remember going to bed, taking the pill. I was at the top of our stairs. And when I woke up, I literally woke up as I was being thrown down the stairs. When I hit the first landing, it was so loud that it woke Bert up. Richard!
I heard him fall and was concerned, so I was yelling at him like, are you okay? Do you need my help?
A spirit would have to be very powerful in order to physically push somebody. It could be because they've gathered a lot of energy, because they could be very angry and upset about the situation, and they can explode that energy and push that person down the stairs.
Oh, Richard, God! The strange thing is that I was really angry. Like, I snapped at Bert. I remember screaming at Bert.
Get off of me! Just get away from me! Leave me alone, for God's sake!
Leave me alone!
Stay away from me!
He was very distraught at this point because here's somebody trying to push you down the stairs. I mean, you could visibly see he was shaking.
Back off! Back off!
I was at the point where it was like, what else can you do to me? Obviously, you don't like me. I don't like you.
Back off! Back off!
Why don't you just leave? You don't like it being here. You don't like me. Just leave. Just go. Just get out.
Just get out of here!
When I verbally put it out there, you're not to touch me, harm me, make me get sick. Stop doing it. I know it's you. I know it's you. You know, leave me alone and stop doing it. And that worked.
Not close, okay? Just back up. Back up. God.
The activity died down and Richard's health began to improve. But he and Bert had had enough.
I knew that, okay, I don't want to live in this house anymore. You know, we need to get out of here. We need to leave this house.
I'm a lot happier, and I think he is too. No one's attempting to push him down the stairs, so that's all behind us. Hopefully he can move on.
Realizing that a spirit can come into my dimension, come into my world, and physically move. Sorry, I'm a little verklempt. Hold on. Physically move something and change something in my reality. And to me, that is like the most frightening thing. That scares me a lot. That does freak me out a lot. It's pretty scary.